Groovy. Holy shit. All right. No. There's Ambassador Tiberius, who is very eager to have some brush today. Oh, yeah. Look at that good boy. Okay. He's also very jealous and wants to be the only one getting the brush today. Okay, you're breaking up pretty heavily. I don't know if that's what people hear or if that's what I hear because I'm on Bluetooth. I can't hear you. Oh, good boy. No, this is gross. That's your grossness. You want to eat that? Okay. This is why you can't go to the wild, because you would be awful. You're eating your own fur. I don't know how that tastes good. Oh, good boy. No. Please. Oh, you want to smell my jacket? I know it smells. It smells. Hi, big girl. You can't eat this. It's for brushing purposes. I know it's a new brush. It's a new brush. I know. You can't. What about now? I can't hear you. What are we doing? I heard something. You don't want this. It does not taste good. Okay, I won't touch you with that. There. Is that better? Just kidding, I'm going to touch you with it. Because you're gross. I know, I tricked you. No. You cannot get mad at brushies all the time. You get brushies all the time. Your tail is ratty. So gross. You want this? No. No. Microphone. You can't do that either. Okay.
So you can't hear anything I'm saying.
You want to just sit here and talk?
There are people asking questions,
Ooh.
but I have no idea if they can hear you.
Well, ask them if they can hear me talking. Some AV issues going on right now.
So I'm just going to leave the Zoom call because I believe if I'm not talking to you through it, there's no need for
Yeah.
this.
Hey, bud. Oh, that's your butt. That's your butt. Oh, thank you. Hi. You want brushies now too? No, still. Good boy. Are you the good boy? Are you good boy? Thank you. Oh, thank you. Good boy. Good boy. Can you tell me if...
Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Are we sure?
Gravel out there and not grass.
So the short answer is we wanted to have grass, but we ran into building this in late fall. So we got done, we weren't able to put any grass on top because everything would anyway. The plan is this spring to go ahead and toss it down to get some nice grass for them. You got itchies?
It's a little cutty out, but it's not bad.
Groovy. Thank you. Where? Oh, goodness. So again, guys, I'm sorry if this is cutting out a bunch or if there are some audio issues. We had everything tested, but generally what happens when you test everything and then go live is it doesn't work when you and has worked perfectly before, which seems to be the case. Hi, Wyatt. So for those of you, this is a new brush, so clearly she needs to touch it, put it in her mouth, figure out what it is, take the fuzz off of it. You want this? Oh, thank you. This is Ambassador Tiberius, who loves being brushed. Do you want more brushes? No? No? Hi. You can't. This isn't. You can see it. You can see it. Not yours to eat. Can't have it. No. Nice try. Valiant effort. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. The baby needs his brushies. So Tibby is one of our most affectionate animals. He loves all the attention. Huh, bud? Oh, that's right. Okay, kisses. So I'm not asking because so he this is cute. We have fun. Oh, good boy. Are you good? Yeah. He's in his winter coat and it hasn't started shedding yet. So, there we go. Oh, yeah. Feels fantastic to be brushed. No, you don't want me to see it? Okay. You're going to see your tail. All right, you have fun with that. You tell me how that works. Oh, you are so gross, bud. You want to come join the party now? No? Okay. Hi. You're a good boy. Oh, good boy. There you go. What are you looking at? Where'd Wyatt go? Good boy. So grooming, like, the opportunity to kind of check over their bodies and see if there are any lumps or bumps or anything out of place. Just make sure that they're okay because they like to spend most of their time outside. What the fuck?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, so they heard me say what the fuck, but not anything else.
Like curse words are what it takes to get it back.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, not sorry. Um, better?
Yeah,
Good.
perfectly fine. You're just gonna swear a whole bunch.
I mean, that is not a problem for me. Do we have more questions, comments, concern about Tibby's well being and luscious coat?
Luscious.
You have a luscious coat, bud. Luscious.
Chrissy's just like helping us out as tech support right now. Basically,
Who?
Christy.
Oh,
Christy Phillip.
hi. Hi, Christy. Oh, oh my.
As good as it's gonna get. I have running gears in here.
So I don't sound like a crazy person talking to like outside.
Talking to yourself constantly. I don't know how windy it is and if it's blowing around.
You want this?
Christy says, do they get the same vaccines and oh my god, I can't move the oh there we go. Flea tick treatment as regular dogs?
So yes and no. They can be. So we're careful and hesitant how to administer that. So for lepto, it's never like a nasal injection. It's always a sub-Q. They do get the rest of the same vaccines that normal dogs get, especially rabies. They're vaccinated for rabies every year. We also run titers on them to make sure that all of their antibodies are still active, so we can ensure the efficacy of that. And then for flea and tick and heartworm prevention, they are on, give me a second, it wasn't Sentinel, we switched them off. Thank you. Simparica Trio. And they have a monthly preventative. They get it at the 15th of every month. And nice and healthy most of the time, I'd assume.
Simparica.
Yes.
Right as I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just great. They're great on it. The trick with Tibby is to stuff it in a ball of cheese or meat. Otherwise,
Just spit it out.
spit it out. Yeah.
Can difficult.
I doesn't care. She'll never.
Eats anything. Do you eat anything? Have your butt. Oh, you guys got a good view of his butt. No? Done? Can I? Hey, can I have kisses? Oh, no, no more kisses. Okay. Are you upset? What if I sit down here? You want stories?
Oh my god, what kind of breed?
What kind of breed is what?
Just go. Do you want your medicine cookie?
Why do you want your medicine cookie? It says, can I use a new brush on you? God, if it's on your butt, yeah, I can.
They always do the thing where they're like, I don't look like them.
thirsty, Bubba?
Okay, I found you again.
We found me again.
Yeah, I didn't change anything. Not really.
I wonder what happened.
Yeah, no.
Do you think the internet's acting weird today?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
There's
Wow.
probably something. Alright, so everybody.
Hi. Uh-oh, where'd he go?
Saying, gonna have to act out all the animals.
I'm gonna have to, it's like charades,
Yeah.
right? Like that's what I gotta do is like mime it.
But with, like, with
With Tibby's paws.
yeah, that's weird. I'll, you know what? I think I'll order some extension cables. Let's
Okay.
see if I can,
You got stories? Are we talking to stories today?
figure out a way to get these a bit closer.
So guys, this is what Tibby does when he wants to tell stories. Or that's what we call it. But this is his way of being affectionate. So he likes to sit on my lap or on my knees like he did when he was a little pup. And I don't know if he's figured out that he's gotten bigger or not, but he's still, oh, I know, you're so affectionate, bud. You want to smell all this? Yeah, that's you. That's you. You did it to yourself. Don't put it on me. You did it to yourself. Good job. Oh, sketchy bellies. We got sketchy bellies now.
How much does it weigh? Timmy is, what, 100? Not even.
So Tibby is about 90 pounds, give or take. During the winter, he'll get a little skinnier. Even though he has a pretty voracious appetite, it's just all the hormones running through his system. So he's about 90 pounds, give or take, all leg. Wyatt, my best guess on her right now, she's probably between 60 and 70 pounds. Definitely smaller than him, more compact, a little less leg. Can I have beans? No beans. That's rude. But I won't have a weight on her until she goes into the vet, which is probably in the next 2 months. Hi. Are you trying to eat the microphone through my sweater? I swear. Oh. There we go.
Yeah, Wyatt's the one that if you're not careful, she'll steal your shoes.
She will.
Undo your shoelaces. Because they're attached.
How do you like it?
One of the things that we can't do when we're in there is have anything on us that we can fixate on.
Yeah, I tried to give a presentation to a school the other day, and it was a new presentation. I carried in here a clipboard with bullet points, and not even 2 seconds into being here, Wyatt comes up from behind me and snatches it. And once they take it, it's theirs. You know, you can't just take it back from them. So we don't have anything on us or on our person that they can fixate on. And sometimes not even that works. Sometimes they fixate on your sweater, on your shoelaces, on gloves that you might be using to work in their enclosure. It really is dependent on the day. But we try to have like minimal stuff on us, no jewelry, no nothing. That's the last thing you want.
Yeah, old dog is the one to try to bring something in there and they start like wanting to take it. You're not gonna win that fight.
So I'm going to interrupt you because right now what you're seeing is, oh, she stopped. It's because I was talking. So when you groom them, sometimes they'll engage in mutual grooming. So for Wyatt, that's little, we call them fifis. Those are little bites, grooming bites. You want to stop? Here. Gross. Thank you. She was cleaning the brush for him. But
Hiding under the camera.
they're actually very sweet, very receptive, intuitive, intelligent animals, but you can't treat them like a dog because they're not dogs. They don't respond the same way dogs do. They use their mouth to explore everything. But there is an affection in their own way.
Chrissy's asking, do they hang out with your other dogs?
They do not. So now that we have paired these two, we don't let them hang out with our other dogs, our domestic dogs. Although both of our Tibetan Mastiffs had a hand in raising these guys as pups. They were like nanny dogs. Can I help you? So our Tibetan Mastiff females helped raise the two of them since they were babies, kind of get them acclimated on the routines and how things work here. And help show them the way a little bit through latent learning. So asking one of our girls to sit or do any action really was a good way for these guys to see what needs to be done to get a reward or a treat. Or, Tibby, how dare you, sir? You can't see it, but he's peeing off screen and lifting his leg, which is a no-no for us. Fun fact, in almost every dog breed, lifting your leg is a sign of dominant behavior. So we try to discourage that by being like, oh, sir, rude. And that's normally enough to be like, oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, just like that. Like,
Hi.
what are you doing?
You want to see? You can't have it.
Murph's 88 pounds, Lawrence is 41 already. So what are Murph and Lawrence? What breed are they?
Adorable.
Adorable breed.
They're adorable breeds. Murphy is, reminds me of Dexter. I don't know what Murphy is, but he's beautiful and adorable and just the cutest old man. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Oh, okay. Beans. You got beans. Oh, and stories. Okay.
So,
You too big, bud.
when it comes to the reintroduction of stuff in Colorado, that's really cool to Colorado. What pitfalls do you see with wolves being put there?
So what pitfalls do I see with wolves being reintroduced to Colorado? I mean, that's kind of a hard one, right? Because what lens are we looking through? I think that a lot of agribusiness, ranchers, farmers, etc. Excuse you, ma'am, that was rude. I think a lot of agribusiness is worried about predation, like wolves preying on the livestock that are already in existence there in Colorado, or potentially small domestic animals like or cats that are left outside. And I need to be really fair. It is a valid concern, right? It's a valid concern that wolves will prey on their livestock because they already do in other locations. But that's why it's really important to have a strong management plan, or reintroduction plan. And a reintroduction plan basically, it helps wolves be reintroduced into an area successfully. So trying to mitigate livestock conflict through like non-lethal means. One of my favorites is through the use of drones. I thought that was a really cool, innovative thing that they're doing. But when it comes to, other potential pitfalls, you could be looking at just a misconception about them in general. Like, are wolves really the big bad that you think they are? And they're not. I mean, they're cool, but you can see that it's completely, wild wolves will not act like this. They don't want to be around people. They don't want to acclimate to populated areas. They'd rather stay far away from people. But Hi. I know you're so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Here's
Okay.
the thing that you don't know what Murphy is. Lawrence is a golden retriever slash Bernese mountain dog slash shepherd.
He's beautiful.
And is asking, are there no wolves there at all?
So to date, they've released 10 wolves back into Colorado, and that was in last December. The I believe the plan is to release another set amount. Like right now, it's unknown, but I believe they're releasing another set amount in March of this year. So sometime this month, we'll probably see additional wolves released, but they're very careful about giving out a date or how many animals they're releasing and where. And I believe that's to mitigate the people who do not want them there and try to prevent them from being lethally removed. Are you guys just going to sit over there and leave me by myself?
Show the camera.
They are? Excellent.
Where are the wolves coming from, the ones they're releasing?
So all of the wolves that they are releasing into Colorado have been taken so far from Oregon, the state of Oregon. So they've been trapped there and evaluated and then moved to a facility in Colorado before being released. And what they evaluate them for is making sure that they are not all directly related. So they'll do DNA testing on those animals to make sure that they are not all siblings or related to each other in a strong coefficiency, because that's just bad times, releasing all siblings and family into the wild and then expecting them to pair up and then breed. So they're trying to avoid a high breeding coefficient. They are evaluating the animal's health and overall physical well-being, make sure there's no major issues or diseases that they may carry before being released into Colorado. So they're taking their time capturing these wolves and making sure they are healthy and fit to be reintroduced, and then letting them go. I don't know where the rest of them will come from. Likely Oregon, and I believe there are a couple of native tribes that have, or tribal councils who have agreed to capture and send wolves from their reservations. But I'm not 100% on that.
That I didn't know.
I wasn't sure. The last I heard is that there was an agreement, but I haven't heard anything since, and I'm real hesitant to say that that's exactly where they're going to come from because I do not know. But the wolves so far, all 10 of them have come from Oregon. What happens if I go sit here, guys? I tried to move and that was bad. Okay. It's like prime nap time for these guys. I would have come out much, much earlier today, but these guys were sound asleep. Are you just, oh, so lovely. Oh, so lovely. Oh. Hi, bud. Any more? I mean, that's a toss-up. It's up to the individual, right? I know that they've traveled a distance between 50 and 60 miles outside of where they were dropped. Because each wolf that's been released is fitted with the GPS collar, so they're able to track them and figure out where they're moving. And part of that has to do with livestock mitigation as well, because if there are any packs that form or start to form on the boundaries of ranches, then they give ranchers a heads up and then they can start working towards mitigating any conflict before it starts. Oh.
Yeah, they were released into Colorado, but they were released into the northwestern corner of Colorado, at least 50 miles from state borders.
Yeah.
To avoid them being released and immediately running into neighboring states.
Yeah. So far they've moved around a little bit. I don't know what additional data has come out in terms of if any of them have tried to pair up or are in the same territory. I imagine it'll take them some time to get the lay of the land, know their surroundings. figure out what they. Can I help you, sir? He. Can you not? So,
It's just
are you done, pretty girl? Is it nap time?
she is absolutely like, it's 4 o'clock. It's time to nap.
I still gotta brush your ratty tail. Come here. Let me see your butt. Let me see.
It'll be very interesting.
Let me see. Not your face. I don't want that. Right here. You want brushies here?
It'll be interesting to get to follow them because they kind of released every single one has a GPS collar on them, so their exact location is tracked at all times. And it's going to be very interesting. Why weren't there any Colorados as we just messed with them?
Yeah, so I want to say the last wolf that was in Colorado, like there have been wolves that have come down in from other states. Sorry, that have come down in from other states, but none that have made their home in the state of Colorado. I think since 1914 or 1940? I can't remember.
I think it's the 1940s, 1950s.
Was it 1940s?
Yeah, because I believe for Yellowstone it was the 1914.
Okay. So that's the thing, is I'll get dates mixed up. My bad. But yeah, since around the 1940s, 50s, I think that was the last time there was a wild wolf population in Colorado. Why they're reintroducing them? So there was a bill in 2020 that passed legislation by 51%, and that was the majority of the state voters said they want to reintroduce wolves to Colorado. As to why, I can only speculate. I am not a resident and I didn't propose the bill. But in terms of their importance as a keystone species, I think it's a good call. Wolves used to roam and inhabit every portion of the United States, minus Hawaii, obviously, because that'd be a little weird. Tropical wolves. Do you want to go on vacation, have a luau?
Maybe he'd be miserable in like tropical climate. He needs it to be minus 30
Yeah.
all times.
But, so I think there's value. If you're asking my opinion, I think there's value to these wolves being reintroduced into that environment because what mean to you? Uh-oh.
Oh, he's got a bit of bark.
Yeah. Oh, now we're gonna fight. Did you get a stick? Is that a stick and a piece of bark? I know, but what happens if I take this stick right here? That's my stick. You want this stick? Yeah, he wants it.
We're only having 2.
Oh, what were we asked?
Will we get more? Just
2 is plenty. I would only have the one if I thought that it was okay for him to be a single lone wolf. But these guys, they're social animals. They do better in packs and in pack structures. It was really unfair for me to keep him just as a lone animal, especially because, you know, these guys they're not domestic. They're what we call habituated. So they're used to certain aspects of a domestic lifestyle, but they are still inherently as close to wolves as you can get. So obviously wild wolves wouldn't do this with me, but a habituated wolf like these guys is going to be okay with certain things like grooming or scritching of the butt. See, right there? That's some good butt scritches. So I didn't think it was fair to have him alone when they're so social. Domestic dogs know that he is not a dog. And yeah, we were very lucky. We got Wyatt donated to our program by her breeder, and her lines actually tie back to some of the wolves that were released into Yellowstone back in the mid-90s. So she's a pretty cool find and one that we really wanted for the program, and we were just very fortunate to have her donated to the program when she was about 6.5 weeks old. And I couldn't be happier with the two of them. Tibby is my baby. She is the troublemaker, as you can see. Excuse me, ma'am. This is a Wendy's. Excuse me, ma'am.
Couple of questions. Are the besties? Do we snuggle and stuff? And I assume we need special permits.
So let me tackle these one at a time. So, are they besties? It was almost instant when we introduced Wyatt to Tibby. Wyatt was 8 weeks old when we introduced her. And just to see if he was receptive to another animal, and it was an instant connection. They recognize each other for what they are. They behave differently with each other. It's almost terrifying when they're possessive and resource guardy over an item like a stick or a piece of bark, because it looks terrifying and sounds terrifying to witness, but this is just how they play. They wouldn't play like this with domestic dogs, and domestic dogs wouldn't play like this with other domestic dogs, but it's part of their inherent nature. So they do fight like siblings. They are, I don't want to say best friends, but they're definitely bonded and definitely love each other as much as I think that they can. They rarely snuggle. Neither one of them are big snugglers. They'll lay next to each other about a foot apart, but you won't see them piled on top of each other. When we look out here at night, because we bring them back into this enclosure at night, but they'll be curled up in their respective spots. Tibby always right there, Wyatt always right here, about 1 to 2 feet apart from each other in tiny little donut shapes. What was the other question?
Do you need special permits to breed them?
So, no, you do not need special permits to breed these animals here in this state, which is Indiana. If I really wanted to, I could have bred them and sold puppies with no permits, no licensing, no nothing, which is not something that I would ever want to do. Tibby had a vasectomy back in July, so he is not able to breed. Wyatt just had her first estrus cycle, which means she'll go in this summer to be altered. But we're not a breeding facility. We do not want to breed these animals. Like I said, 2 are enough. I can't imagine raising a pack of puppies with them. That would just be miserable.
Yeah, this isn't an effort to comfortable population single-handedly. We are just these two are just
Good boy.
really nice examples of ambassadors.
Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, he just got water.
Yeah, he filled up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Want to see it?
Can you take a guess at how much the enclosure that we're looking at costs to build?
You're not asking me, are you? Because I know how much it costs to build.
No.
Hi. What are you doing?
Granted, you can't read the whole thing.
Yeah, I think you guys have an unfair view, because there's a section behind the camera that you cannot see, and then a section beyond what you can see that is their play yard. $1 bazillion. No, thank all that is holy. That would have been awful.
Yeah, no, the enclosure, you can't see it. Oh wow, 30K? Yeah, you're fucking bang on the money there.
Did you guess 30K?
Actually 30K, yeah.
Yeah. It hovers about 30,000 is what we spent for this place. So what you can't see is underneath all of the reason that we put this gravel is because we have such a high table here in Indiana that nothing really drains the way that I would like it to. So we have about 4 inches of gravel And underneath that, it's all wire mesh, so it's a dig guard and dig proof throughout this entire section. That is why they're not left in their play yard all the time. Even though we have dig guards around the perimeter, I feel much better if overnight they stay in an area that is like super max prison. So
But they will dig. They'll test spots.
they're like velociraptors. I swear to you, they never test the same spot in the fence twice. They never dig in the same place. It's always just checking. I'm just gonna check over here to make. He would be terrified to leave. His inherent nature just to try.
Oh, Ivy's here.
Oh my God! Hi, Ivy. Hi, Tivy. Did I wave too erratically? Are you very excited, bud? So yeah, we put gravel here to help with drainage. Hi, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I don't know, Christy, if you were the one that asked about the grass, why we don't have grass in here for them, but the intention was to seed it so that this spring we have that come up. And instead of seeding with normal grass, I think what I'm going to do is sprout some barley seeds and then drop the barley seeds among the gravel, because they don't need the soil as much as grass may. So I think we're going to have some really good luck and some barley in this area for them that they can chew on, that they can munch on, that won't make them sick. And then we also have blueberry plants that they're seasonal, and they're currently in hibernation outside of the enclosure, so these guys don't pull them up and eat them. But when they're in season, we'll probably put them somewhere here in cement planters so that they can munch on the blueberries when they sprout. And then the plan is to line some of the area with, I want mint, because it's a hardy herb that will just, you can't kill it. So the goal is to put some mint that is healthy for them to chew on or munch on, that isn't going to be too big of a deal for. Oh my God, look at you being majestic. You see this? You see this being majestic right now? Majestic as shit. Hey, bud. So the intention was I was supposed to have earbuds in so I could hear Paul from inside the house, because we bought a puppy, domestic puppy, not wolf puppy, and he has to go periodically kind of check him since my earbuds decided to just give out. Hi! Do you want... Leave her alone. That's just mean. You don't want her to have attention? You're so mean. This is jealousy that you're seeing. And possessiveness. Do you not want me to touch her? I won't touch her. Okay, I won't touch her. But if she wants to be touched, I gotta give her the skitches, okay? No.
Chris is saying I need to bring my puppy to the
Yes. Please.
Yeah, the puppy got found some funny breed, because they get little bursts of energy, but then they just kind of melt into the floor.
They're like
Fall
ferrets.
asleep. Yeah, they are like ferrets.
Hi, guys.
I ever said why it's the embodiment of girl power.
Are you the embodiment of girl power? I think if she could say thank you, she would. What are you doing? It's just a brush. You're not going to eat it. No.
It's cool to see why its base is maturing. Notice how much longer it's getting.
Yep. No, you can't have it. You can't have it.
Trying to fill out.
Yeah, she's turning into a real young lady. What do you want? I don't have anything. You want the brush, you jerk. Okay, but what about this that I thought is so cool right now? You want this? You want this stick? I'm not that interesting, guys. You want this?
I don't know.
What?
You're pretty interesting compared to just lying down and going to sleep.
She took the stick. Uh-uh. You gonna do a sit like a good boy because you want this brush? Okay. No. She has a stick. You good girl? It's really neat to see Wyatt's personality changing in addition to like the physical changes in her. For the first couple of years, I mean, you guys didn't know Tibby, but the first couple of years he was very aloof, very skittish, even with us at some times. That's just how it was. And for a long time, we thought maybe it's just, maybe we were too hands off in the way that we raised him, or maybe we were, maybe he just wasn't going to be a suitable ambassador. And we had the same feelings about Wyatt. Did it? How about now? Better? No.
We're back.
Okay. Woohoo! I think the mic just slips.
Play things like that. I know
No. So, Tibby actually, he really, really loves keep away. So, Wyatt with her stuffies, she'll tear them apart into little pieces of fabric. But Tibby, he piles his stuffies together and he sleeps on them. So we can't have stuffies out here or else they will fight over their stuffies. And Tibby gets real mad about that. So they have their stuffies inside and Tibby will go ahead and he'll bring us a stuffy from time to time. And it's almost like he's trying to say, here, take it, but then don't take it, but take it. And then just keep throwing it back and forth so I can't get it. And he gets really excited. He gets super hyped. He really loves playing keep away. And then when he's ready to take it back, he sits down. You want beans? Can I have beans? No? No beans? Not today? Okay. Oh, thank you. So I'm trying to think of what else I do. Most of the enrichment and like the stuff that we do with them leans towards their natural behaviors. So Wyatt is what we call her the water wolf because she really loves splashing and playing and digging in water. That is her favorite thing ever. So we have a mini splash pool in here that we made from an old cast iron tub. And then in their big enclosure, we have, I want to say, a 500 to 800 gallon stock tank, like the really big stock tanks for her to get in and swim and play. And she really loves it. That's her thing. Tibby is not a water wolf. He would prefer butt scritches and sunbathing, and he really likes like a hide and seek with his snacks and his treats. So we'll take pieces of raw meat, pieces of freeze-dried meat, fruits, vegetables, and then in each one of these little logs or branches and out in their other enclosure, there are holes that are drilled into them or natural knots in the wood, and we'll go ahead and hide stuff in there for them to find, and that mimics their foraging behavior in the wild. Not that these guys were ever wild, but their counterparts, that is something that they would do. We also feed carcasses, and that mimics, again, natural behavior, and we use that as an enrichment item. Hi. Oh, thank you. Oh, gross. She's trying to clean my ear. Oh, God. So mutual grooming is a thing for them. Thank you so much. Is my ear that disgusting? That's embarrassing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those kisses and cleaning my ear. Are you trying to tell me you want grooms? So sometimes when they initiate something like that, it's because they're trying to tell me like, hey, I really want your attention in this one area. So she may want her ears played with or rubbed. I don't know. She's not really facing towards me. You want your ears rubbed? Like right here? So it's funny. They try to communicate in their own way. Try to communicate in ways that humans would understand, even though there's clearly the language barrier there. All right. Was that good enough? Are you okay now? Is it almost nap time again? Okay. Well, we're going to get the ears. Okay. All right. This is so gross. This is like a whole, what you're seeing is me actively being violated by a wolf on camera. That's what this feels like. You're so disgusting. Thank you, though. Even though I think it's disgusting and gross, she clearly, like, this is a form of affection for her. And that's a big deal, right? Like, these are not animals that we force to do anything. If they want to be here, that's on them. And that's a really cool feeling, you know, to be accepted into their pack, to be accepted to their I don't know, I had a good word, but it's just a neat feeling to be accepted in their little rank of family, to be considered that way. And not just as their caretakers or stewards, but as part of their mini family. It's really neat. Paul's back, guys.
Ivy's saying she'd make a great close civil tooth for her love of water, and she is a water.
100%. She would be so, she would really be a fantastic hunter. Like a lot of coastal wolves, their primary diet, they've learned to fish. Like the wolves of Isle Royale in Michigan, they were brought in to help control the moose population. They do that to an extent, but what they've discovered is that those wolves really, really, really like fishing. So they're some of the first wolves that we've observed in a coastal environment that like to fish, and that is their primary diet. In addition, so she would be fantastic. But now my ear feels gross. You missed it, I think. She wanted me to rub her ears, so she started licking the inside of my ear. It was
Trying to initiate?
Yeah, so she's trying to initiate grooming, which is really sweet, so disgusting. Like my ear feels violated. I feel violated.
Chrissy's asking, have you used a walkthrough video or anything like that?
Have I done a walkthrough video of their enclosure? I haven't. So we've posted some pictures online. I try to be, so we have neighbors. We don't live in an isolated area. We live in an urban area, believe it or not. And we have a subdivision to the back of us. We have an Airbnb off to one side, and then a private residence off to the other side. So we try to be very, very mindful about our neighbors and where we live, because we don't want to invade their privacy or give away location, our own privacy. But I think we should have no problem doing like a small walkthrough as long as we're careful about our camera angles. It's just a safety issue for us. Are you okay, Wyatt? You sleepy?
They're very sleepy.
Could you be cuter? Like she poses. Look at that. That's posing right there.
Do we have to get permits to build?
To build in this county? No. I'm pretty sure in the county that we live in, we wouldn't need permits of any kind for anything. I'm pretty sure that we could go out and buy a tiger tomorrow and nobody would really think twice about it. I think exotic animal here in this state without much consequence in this county. It's really weird. It is not something that I would go out and suggest. It is just, it's not great, you know. This is how so many animals like this end up in sanctuaries or in rescue or dead. These are not, they're not pets. So.
I was asking, do you think you'll ever accept volunteers in the future?
Yes, that's the goal, right? So this is our temporary home, temporary facility. We're actively looking to move towards the greater Chicago area for a multitude of reasons, but I would love to be able to set up a facility there that is not quite our home because right now we operate the facility that we have out of our residence, and that is not the setup that I would like to have in the future. I'd like to have their own parcel that is just theirs. And when that happens, then yes, we absolutely would love to have volunteers come out and help with some of the duties that we have. And volunteers, caretakers for them. But we also don't want to stress them out too much because they're very people specific. They're picky about who they want around, even people that they've known since they were babies, since we raised them. They're very picky about if they want that person around and at what time. So, but ideally I'd love volunteers, man. I would love people to come and be able to help. I would love to have you, Ivy. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic.
They are powered almost entirely down.
Wyatt is done.
You can't see Tibby on screen, but his eyes are closed.
Yeah, but if I start moving.
If you want, I can twist the camera just ever so slightly to the lens so that you can see.
Nah. Adjusting the microphone.
They love almost everyone that they come in contact with. I think there's only been a handful of people where they've been like, oh my god, it's scary. So we definitely likes women more.
He does. He is a ladies' man. But the thing is, they're not aggressive when they don't like somebody. They're very shy, and when he's unsure or she's unsure, they would rather bolt to wherever they can get away the furthest space from the person. You're not going to eat it. No. She doesn't. She tolerates him. No.
Uh,
100%. So, there's definitely preferences. Like, I'm Tibby's person for sure. He's my baby. But Wyatt could take me or leave me some days. Like, some days she's like, okay, well, I want to be affectionate. And other days she's like, I don't really want you to touch me today. Okay, thanks. Here. No. You are, like, intent on eating this. No. What is it about this brush that has you so fascinated? You can't have it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Oh. Are you good? Can we do a sit? You watch me? Good boy! Oh, good boy! You can't have it. He totally expects this brush as a reward. No. No. I want to take these sticks, though. No, I want to take these sticks. Look at these cool sticks that I want. You want this stick? Sit. Good. What happened?
Do you take them to the vet, or do you have the vet come to you?
No, we take them to the vet. So it's really important for us to be able to handle our animals. No, you don't need this. We fully believe that we should be able to handle our animals, take them off site if we need to, for a lot of reasons. But the main reason is if any situation arises where we have to take them somewhere for any reason, I need them to be as least stressed as possible. I need them to be comfortable being confined. I need them to be comfortable walking into a vet office that they may not know, or traveling in a vehicle. So we try really hard to make sure we do all of those things with our animals, and we give them as much choice as possible. So Wyatt, she does not like going off site. It is something that she doesn't actively choose to do. But if I'm being honest, I think that might actually change this coming summer. As her hormones have changed, as she has matured, she may be a little bit more open to it. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Tibby, if you show him his collar and lead that we use to take him off site, he turns into a kangaroo. Like, he cannot stop jumping up and down. He gets really excited. You cannot have it. It's not yours. But he loves going off site. He loves our old vet, Dr. Dave, shout out, and Vicky, our vet tech, shout out to at Augusta Animal Clinic. They are fantastic and I love them. But Dave retired and sold his vet practice, and the new vet does not want to see these animals, even though they've been going there since they were babies. So we found a new vet, Whitestone Vet Clinic in Plainfield, that I absolutely love. That they also work at the Big Cat Sanctuary here in Indiana, doing some of their veterinary work. So yeah, I'm super stoked about taking them in to go see Whitestone, because Wyatt has never been to Whitestone. She's only been to Augusta. But we shouldn't have any problems. Crossing fingers here. Can I come see you? I'm going to step off screen for like 2 seconds. Go get a stick. I'm going to get a different stick. No, I'm going to get a different one. No. I want a different stick. I want this stick. Okay. So this stick has been laying in their enclosure, I don't know, months at this point. But when I take it and pick it up, then all of a sudden it becomes super interesting. You want this? Okay. He doesn't actually want the stick. You want the brush. I don't know what it is about this brush. All of a sudden, it's very interesting.
I was asking which part of Chicago are you hoping to eventually move to?
So we're looking at the outskirts of Chicago area, probably near Barrington, just outside of Barrington, suburb out there. Oh, big stretches for big girl. Can I sit with you? Can I sit with her without you being a jerk? You're such a dick. You're such a dick.
Yeah, the Barrington area is
I don't have anything. No. Just Barrington area. So Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma'am. Hold on. It's all right now, again? We can test the toys. You kidding me, Tibby? Yeah. He's such a weirdo. He thinks he's people. What? I don't have anything. No.
Be a much shorter drive for you to visit. Yep. Oh, it's the same. Oh no.
What happened?
Christy's saying it'd be a much closer visit.
It wouldn't because there's a lake in the way. But,
Boat.
huh?
Need a boat.
You do. You need to get yourself a boat. Like, just get rid of your car. You don't need it. You could just get a boat and come visit me all the time. The issue with moving to Chicago, though, is these animals are illegal to possess there. So we.
Stream just died.
Oh no!
Battery.
Oh.
This is what happens.
Just kidding, guys. Sorry. This is what happens when we get too involved and get really excited talking to you guys. It's, we lose the video feed because we're not paying attention to the battery life. My bad. It's okay, guys. Replacement battery is coming. It is happening. I promise. We're working on it. I'm going to toss this over here for you. Because he is like obsessing over it. Are we back? Maybe? Yes? You're not saying things. We're not back yet. Oh no. Sorry, guys. I just knew. We don't know what we're doing yet. We're trying. What happened, Tibby? Where'd he go? How about you, Wyatt? What happened, guys? This piece of bark? No, it's my bark. You want this piece of bark? Oh no, guys. Who's coming? Oh no.
Alright, we're back.
Yay. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Hi.
Abby's asking if we should discuss the Colorado wolf reintroduction.
I mean, yes, we absolutely can. So we were talking about that a little bit earlier before you came in, Ivy. And to kind of recap that, to date there have been 10 wolves that have been released into Colorado. All of them were originally captured in Oregon. All of them are currently wearing GPS collars to be tracked throughout the state. The last I read, they've traveled between 50 and 60 miles away from their original release point, but officials are really careful about notifying people where that release is or exactly where these wolves are, to give them a better chance at acclimating to their new environment. So let's see, what else did we talk about earlier? The pitfalls of,
Having them being reintroduced.
yeah, so we were talking about livestock wolf conflict and how there are a lot of agribusinesses that are worried about wolves being reintroduced because they feel that there may be an issue with them preying on their livestock. And what I said earlier was that this is a very valid point. Wolves do prey on livestock, although very, very few instances of livestock deaths are from wolves. I think the total predator count or total loss for all predator or for all cattle and sheep that are preyed on by all predators is less than 1%, and for wolves I think that's less than, I think it's like 0.0028 is the percentage of wolves that lethally remove these animals. Still, it is a valid concern. You never know if this is like a big agribusiness or if this is a small rancher with very, very limited stock. You don't know if that wolf has been habituated to the flandry that's there as a non-lethal method, or if any other method is really effective for them. So I understand their concerns. I do think that with proper preventative mitigation, that there's less concern that they really are going to prey on these animals. And then we talked a little bit about how even though it's not the same landscape as Yellowstone, and we don't have the same overpopulation issues with ungulates like deer and moose and elk that we see in Yellowstone, I'm assuming that they are going to help manage those populations. And I'm not certain how they're going to change the landscape. I mean, it took us 20, 30 years to really see the results in Yellowstone, so I imagine we're just going to have to be patient and wait to see what the results are. You know, maybe when I'm 70, I'll be like, oh man, you remember when they reintroduced wolves to Colorado and what that was like? Cool. Look at how different it is. But it'll take that amount of time.
I'd be concerned about it being about the crossing in Wyoming and getting shot.
Yeah.
He's asking, do you know what states have the highest wolf populations?
Ooh, highest wolf populations. I would assume that would be Montana, Wyoming, and maybe Idaho. Like they're found in all of those states. I want to say Montana has the greatest population, but I do not know off the top of my head. And there is concern that the wolves will leave a protected area and go into areas where they are not protected. Wolves are an endangered species here in the United States, but they are not protected in the Rocky Mountain region, which is Montana, parts of Wyoming, parts of Idaho, eastern parts of Washington State, Oregon, very small portion in Utah. So it is absolutely legal to hunt these animals in those states. It is absolutely legal to shoot these animals in those states. And that is a concern because we've had wolves that were protected in Yellowstone that have crossed the imaginary boundary from the park that is protected to private lands that are not protected or public lands that are not protected and shot and killed as a result. There are hunters that do love trophy hunting, and wolves are a popular choice for trophy hunters. I have my own thoughts and opinions on that. And I'm not against hunting, okay? I really am not. I think that there are plenty of hunters out there that hunt to feed their families in addition to the sport, which is perfectly fine. They're within their rights to do so. I just don't think that wolves should be a target. They're a keystone species with a population that really isn't sustainable throughout the United States. I would love to see these animals in every state as a natural predator. Like here in Indiana, we have an issue where the deer population is just it's insane. And we don't have any natural predators for them here in this state. And because we don't have any natural predators, we rely on hunting and hunting tags to make sure that we can control that population. And what we're seeing is that it's not working. I don't know how this state is going to address it. I don't know if they are going to consider reintroducing some kind of apex predator to help with that population control. But the other things that we have to consider is, will these animals be okay in a more populated area? So I really don't know. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to consider there. Hi, I know. Okay. You want to tell me your thoughts and feelings on Colorado? No? Okay. I'm sure he has feelings and thoughts. I'm just not quite sure what those are. I don't have anything now, bud. No, I don't have anything. Get rid of it. Please don't eat my shoelaces. Boop. You okay there?
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
Chrissy's saying, I think we have a deer overpopulation problem here as well. So, if you're across the lake, I assume you're in.
I can't hear you. You need to come out here. Sorry, guys.
Ivy says that CPW is getting more wolves in 2025.
Okay. I don't know if you were going to continue saying stuff. Oh, that was it? Okay. But yeah, I would love to see more initiatives like that, Ivy, where we see more wolves being reintroduced into their natural environments, because these are historically their ranges, right? And we kind of mess that up as a human population coming in and pushing westward and eradicating a lot of the natural predators and natural prey that used to be here. So I think bison are a really great example there, where they were almost eradicated and now they're a protected species. But you know, your ecosystem needs balance. You can't have too many prey animals or too many predators, but they do a really good job of regulating that themselves. And I think it may be a human element where we kind of want the control over the situation, and that's not always what nature intends, you know? Oh, okay. Oh.
Chrissy says point peel, maybe? Or we? Not really sure exactly.
What is it?
I don't know what that was in reference to.
I have no idea. Okay, sitting. Okay.
I stepped in for a second, so I missed part of the conversation.
You're gonna tell stories too?
He's being so good, by the way. He hasn't been in the house at all. He's just been happily sleeping away.
He's the best. I know we're supposed to be talking about wolves and reintroduction, but that puppy is the best puppy. He's almost 12 weeks old and almost potty trained, and just the most low-key, awesome little dude. Hi. No, you're...
Excited for them to reintroduce the next set of wolves and see how they interact with the current pack that's already scouted the area.
I'm trying not to talk because he's in the middle of grooming my face. And
yes, they do howl. Often. So we have there's a railway line that's maybe a mile or two. Maybe
it's a ways away.
It's a few miles out.
We can't really hear the train, but they can. And whenever it blares the horn as it's going through a crossing somewhere, they hear it and they respond to it by howling. They also howl at car alarms. They've howled at a siren once. And then during, the height of breeding season, when their hormones are at peak, they're very talkative. They like to howl, they like to huff, they like to bark, or Tibby like to bark. But before that, Wyatt was the howler and Tibby was real quiet. The first 2 years we had Tibby, we didn't hear him howl once. And we tried nature documentaries, we tried encouraging him and trying to cue him to howl, and nothing. It took her initiating and kind of showing him what he was supposed to be doing for him to go, oh, okay, I do this. Hi, bud. Are you not a talker? Are you the strong silent type? He said he's a strong silent type. You broken? Now he's like, oh my God, what'd you do? Ah, woo, woo, woo. Am I making fun of you, bud?
Visceral reaction I've had from him.
Tibby, come on, bud. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see what the reintroduction in Colorado shapes up to be. I know that they're planning on releasing, what was it, a total of 50 over the next 3 years, 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, 50 over the next 3 to 5 years. Then I believe they have plans for, as the population grows and the cats develop, they have like cutoff points for when it gets to about the 150 mark.
Yeah. So I'm really interested to see what their behaviors are like over the next maybe 6 to 8 months. Because again, they release them in like peak hormonal season. And I'm sure that was strategic on their part, or maybe it was strategic on their part to see if that would force them to come together for breeding purposes. I don't know what's going to happen in the summer. I don't know if there have been successful pairings or if we're going to see pups this year. I wouldn't think so, but it's possible, I guess. But I'm really interested to see what's going to happen. And
That's going to be so cool to have the first set of pups, the first litter that gets born in Colorado.
oh, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So one of our, we have a program here called Wolves in the Classroom. And we present much like this, but on Zoom calls to students all over the United States. And sometimes we talk about keystone species. Sometimes we're talking about math. Sometimes we are talking about history or natural history or cultures here in the United States. So one of the programs that we did, or the first program that we did, was actually to classrooms that were in Colorado. So that was the topic of our conversation, was the reintroduction of wolves into Colorado and how it may or may not affect them and why it's important to have them as a keystone species, what a keystone species even is and why it's important to their ecosystems or biomes. So I'm excited, and it sounded like a lot of the kids there were very excited. I say kids, but these were high schoolers. They seemed very excited and interested to see what was going to happen also. And I'm hoping that, you know, younger generations, newer generations see the benefits to the environment that these animals have that we really didn't think of when, you know, we were kids. So I'm hoping that Colorado welcomes these animals, or the newer generations in Colorado welcome these animals and see them for what they are, you know, because some people look at animals like Wyatt and think that she's the big bad, but this is what she's really like, you know, this is what she's really like. Just, she's a good girl. She's just trying to get by. Her wild cousins are just trying to get by, just like everybody else, man.
Ivy says, we haven't had wolves in Colorado in nearly 80 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was time they would change the ecosystem.
Absolutely, Ivy. I think you are 100% right. They changed the ecosystem in Yellowstone dramatically, and my favorite thing that they did in Yellowstone was change the erosion of the riverbanks, right? And the way that they did that wasn't because these wolves were keeping the population of deer and elk down. They were changing their behaviors. So these deer and these elk migrated into the tree lines and out of the valley area because it made it harder for wolves to hunt them. They felt safer in that tree line. So instead of grazing in open areas, those animals started living in those tree lines, which allowed all of that vegetation to grow back into that valley. And when it did, we started seeing the riverbanks stabilize because they had root systems in place from all of that vegetation. So instead of rivers widening, they started getting deeper. So when they got deeper, you saw new aquatic species come back and thrive. You saw more vegetation grow, the beaver population grow. You saw songbirds that came back into that valley area because now they had the vegetation to help support them to live. So I thought it was really, really cool, just the riverbank part, because I'm an avid trout fisher. I'm an angler. I love fishing. And for me, it's very important to see these aquatic species thrive. I want to see healthy fish. I want to see a healthy environment. And I think wolves helped accomplish that in that area. And I have no doubt that they're going to accomplish similar and very different things in Colorado because the landscapes are so different. Like I said, I'm not sure what that's going to look like, right? Because it took us 20 to 30 years to find out what was going on with Yellowstone and how wolves really changed that landscape. So I'm really excited to see in the next 20 years what the landscape looks like in Colorado and how wolves have impacted it. I don't know their effect on the prey species there. I'm assuming they're going to keep some of that population in control, but really until we start to see some of those packs form and their habits, we really don't know. Based on other data in other areas, 100% they're going to change things for the better.
Sorry, Christy, I missed the question. Do you brush your teeth?
We do not brush their teeth. So,
We can touch their teeth, but we can handle their mouths.
yeah, so I don't know if you saw me earlier, I was checking Tibby's teeth just to make sure there are no cracks, kind of check the tartar buildup. And that's not a daily activity, that's like maybe a weekly thing that we do just to make sure everything's okay and not be too invasive, you know. But up, down. This past July, Tibby got a vasectomy, and while he was under, he also got his first dental. So his teethies are sparkling clean. He has a little tartar buildup on his molars, but not too bad. Wyatt hasn't gotten a dental yet, but her teeth are actually in really good shape. She is an avid chewer, whether that's on sticks or bones or a carcass. Like, she loves to chew. She's almost like a little water beaver.
No, she has like proper pearly whites.
She does. She has very lovely teeth in very good condition. What?
Like, what's Wyatt doing?
She's chewing on a stick. Uh-oh. What are you doing, guys?
Just at 5.
It's 5 o'clock? Oh, man. All right, guys. I think we're going to wrap up because it is getting a bit chilly and I have dinner to make. And I'm sure these guys are going to want to play and run around because right about now is the time they activate. Wolves aren't nocturnal, they're crepuscular. And what that means is they're most active at dawn and dusk. So these guys are going to be, while they were laying down and kind of sleeping a little bit, they're going to start waking up as the sun sets. And they're probably going to be super playful and want me out of their hair so they can play with one another. Because I'm not very fun to play with. I'm not. But can I see this side? Good boy. All right. Paul, do you want to go ahead and cut the stream and I will say goodbye to everybody? All right. So guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, joining us, talking about just a little bit about the reintroduction of the wolves in Colorado, asking questions about these guys, watching me pet their stinky butts. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. Please like, subscribe, do all of the things that I'm supposed to, tell you to do. So it helps our channel out a little bit and helps us grow in visibility, so people come and check out these animals and realize that they're not the big bad. They're pretty cool, they're pretty sweet, they're pretty lovey. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, wonderful rest of your Saturday, and I will talk to you all soon. Want to say bye? Come on. Want to say bye? No, you guys sniffies?